Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. I'm going to make an updated version of the Void Material video for a few reasons. Basically, there's a new way to be able to gain the Void Material that didn't exist before, but also there's new styles. Basically, our friend Jeffrey was asking if the Batman cape, the new House of L 2019, if we could see the Superman emblem with the Void Material, and we kind of do, depending on where the lighting comes from. So depending on the lighting and the angle, yeah, we do kind of see the emblem, but sometimes if it becomes all dark, then we lose it completely. As you can see, the Void Material is a pretty dark material, but it has one thing, it's one of the very few materials where we can actually change the color. Like we can see basically all these armories or with the Void Material. I'm going to show you all the styles in just a minute. And I'll also compare it with a few other styles that we have in this universe online that kinda sorta can look like the Void Material. But before we continue, I can already hear you guys say where can we get the Void Material. Let's go take a look. The Void Material comes from the Coordinate Time Capsules. Basically, you have to gather, I believe it's 12 collections. Once you get all 12 collections, you gain the Void Material. Believe it or not, a year ago or 6 months ago, I had like 465 Coordinate Time Capsules. Basically, once a week, once every 2 weeks, I would open roughly maybe 20 time capsules. And as you can see, I almost went through my whole pile of Coordinate Time Capsules. And in roughly 400 time capsules, I did not get the rare collection for the Void Material. Another option would be to try to purchase the collections or the material itself from the broker. Sadly, the material doesn't seem to be available, and neither does the rare collection seems to be available either. So I won't be able to show you how much they are because they're not available right now. But the last few times I saw them on the broker, there were like 300 millions and more. So basically, if you want to purchase the Void Material from the broker, you are going to need like $300 million to purchase it on the broker, either for the material or for the collections. So sadly, the better option, heck, I would say the only option really to get the material right now is to purchase it from our friend Booster Gold. Unless you get really lucky and get all the collections from the Coordinate Time Capsules, you have no choice. You have to pretty much buy the material from your friend Booster Gold. Right now the price is roughly 4,000 quarks, but it's because we have a sale this weekend. But normally the actual price is around is a little more than 5,000 quarks. I know it seems like a lot of quarks. Sadly, if you want to have the material, you have no choice. That's pretty much the better option to be able to get it. So I often suggest to people, this universe online is a marathon, not a sprint. So what you can do is once in a while you open 10 time capsules, 20 time capsules, and in the long run, if you play the long game, eventually you are going to be able to get the Void Material. So again, as you can see, you can change the colors of the material, but sadly the colors are pretty dark. We can recreate a pretty darn good looking version of our friend, the Rebirth Superman. If we don't put any material on the boots, the belt, and the cape, we can have a pretty darn good version of our friend, the Rebirth Superman. Or we could go with a material like the first material to be able to have a bright material that contrasts really well with the Void Material. Sadly, the first material can only be purchased on the broker right now, and it's either pretty expensive or it's sometimes it's not on the broker because it's a pretty popular material right now. Here you can see I made the color of the belt yellow, but again the material is so dark that you barely can see it. Although since we can change the color of the material, we can come up with a pretty darn good looking version of our friend Batman if we want to. Although we'll show a variation in just a second. Here I kind of reproduced a classic Batman color with basically the blue and gray outfit. But if we replace the blue with black, As you can see, it creates a pretty darn deep black for our character. So much so that if you have elements like black on black, like the gloves on top of the cape, it really becomes just a black blob. And if you put the whole outfit black with the void material, you can see the result. Basically, your character becomes a little more than a black silhouette. Of course, I didn't use the material on the headpiece. I will show you why in just a second. Sadly, if you cover the headpiece, you lose the eyes of the character. It's sad, but that's how it goes. One option would be to use a headpiece like the Daring Vigilante that doesn't cover the eyes of the character. I will show you a few other examples in just a second. Again, seeing how we can change the color of the material, it allows us to recreate a pretty big range of characters if we want to. And as you can see, the cape is pretty dark on the outside, but on the inside it's pretty bright, like a lot of materials do with the capes. So here you can see I have the chest piece and the pants red, the belt yellow, the shoulders green, the gloves and the boots black, and the back piece yellow. So again, it is the one material where you can do that. Actually, there's another material, I will show it to you in just a minute. And for the face, obviously I did not use the material. Again here, this would be an example with our friend Aquaman. So being able to change the color of the material gives it a lot of flexibility that sadly other materials don't have. Here with our friend Hawkman, we have an example of a style that doesn't cover the eyes of the character. So we're able to use the material on the headpiece and still have the eyes of the character. And you can see the texture on the wings, how it reacts with the material. And again, being able to assign any colors we like to the material, it allows us to customize the look of our character a little bit more compared to other materials. So again here with our friend the Flash, we get another example of how if we use a cowl where the eyes are not covered, it works a lot better with the material. Sadly, we also see an example like basically here we're using red and yellow for the character, and you can see the yellow for the gloves, the boots, and the belt is sadly pretty dark for our friend the Flash. So you might want to use a material that will contrast really well with the void material, like in this case the Sinister material. And here we have something that looks really close to the Flash from the 1990s. Some of you guys may remember in 1991 there was a Flash TV series, and the Flash costume was pretty darn close to what you're seeing right now. The boots were red as opposed to being yellow, and so were the gloves actually. Although the gloves had the yellow lightning at the edge of the gloves, sadly I can't really reproduce that with the material we have to cover the entire style, sadly. So there's no way to be able to get the material on the gloves and then to try to keep like the yellow part on the edge of the gloves, sadly. But you get the idea. This is pretty darn close to our friend the Flash from 1991. But also we'll use this to be able to shoot a distinction. Like there are other materials that kind of sort of looks like the void material. One of those materials is the negative speed force material. As you can see, it's pretty darn close to the void material. The main distinction is that, as you can see, there is a lightning effect that's added to the material. And sadly, with the negative speed force material, we cannot change the color of the material. Apparently it's because of the lightning effects. The lightning effects make it so that they had to color lock the material. So they could not give us the option to be able to customize the colors of the material with the negative speed force material the same way they did with the void material. Another material is the blue spark material. As you can see, it's pretty much the same as the negative speed force material, but in shades of blue. Ironically enough, in 1991 in the Flash TV show, there was a blue version of the Flash. It was a character that was called Pollux, I think. and it was basically a clone of Barry Allen. And somehow, when he made his costume, he made a blue version of the Flash costume, as opposed to having the red costume that the Flash had. So you can see here, this is the negative Speed Force material, but in shades of blue. And let's compare it now with the Void material. So here's the Void material. I didn't match the color of the material quite like the Blue Spark material, but you get the idea. So this material would work well to recreate a blue lantern, a green lantern, a whole bunch of lanterns if you like, seeing how you can customize the look, customize the color of the material. And another material that is similar to the Void material is the Cosmic material. I'm gonna have to change characters to be able to show it to you, so let's do that. As you can see, the Cosmic material kind of looks like the Void material, but it has that starry pattern in the material. But like the Void material, you can customize the look, you can customize the color of the Cosmic material. As far as I recall, these are pretty much the only two materials where you can actually change the colors, for the Cosmic and the Void material. Here I'm matching it with the Phoenix material. I thought it would be a good match to be able to recreate a sort of Cosmic Flash. Although in retrospect, I probably should have given this material to my Multiverse character. Too late. So here, as you can see, you can pretty much change the colors the same way as you can with the Void material. And if you put it black, you get an effect kind of like the Void material. Sadly, for the Cosmic material, the only place you can get it now is from the broker. And the last time I saw it in the broker, it was like 900 millions. So buying the Cosmic material, unless you're uber rich, not really an option. So this is our video for the Void material. Again, sadly, even if you open like 500 time capsules, 500 coordinate time capsules, there's no guarantee that you will get all the collections for the Void material. Your better option, if you want to be sure to be able to get the material, just accumulate your quarks as time goes by, and eventually go see your friend Booster Gold, and just buy it from Booster Gold. It's pretty much the safest way to be able to get the material. So that is pretty much it for now, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.